What's good, y'all? It's Drew here, back with another video. Alright, so, obviously chapter 1004, so we're gonna get right into it. First thing, obviously, is question of the day. So, question of the day is, what fight are you looking forward to the most? Like, obviously excluding, like, the rooftop stuff, because that's gonna be pretty much everyone's favorite fight. So, like, what are you looking forward to the most? Me, personally, if I'm not talking about the rooftop, I'd say I'm probably looking forward to, like, Jinbei, and, what's gonna happen over there. But we didn't really get any of that this chapter, so we're gonna really just start with that. We're gonna, start with chapter 1004, obviously. So we knew that the rooftop battle was not gonna last forever, right? I think we got 4 straight chapters, maybe 3 to 4 straight chapters of just rooftop stuff. We knew we had to obviously switch up eventually. So we got to see some different people. So we start off with Speed giving some of the gifters Tama's Kibi Dango, basically. We knew that Tama had a plan of some sort. I think ever since she basically saved Usopp and Nami, she told Nami that she had a plan. We knew that about like maybe chapter maybe 999, I think. So we knew that there was a plan going on, but we just weren't sure about what it was, type thing. But this obviously is like step 1 of the plan, right? So everyone's been kind of thinking about this, right? Where she's gonna she's gonna give all the little all the Kibi Dangos to all the gifters and try to spread out to as many people as possible, to switch the tide of the army, because we saw last chapter, CP0 said it themselves, like the sheer number of forces is just too much right now. But you switch some of the, you turn some of the bad guys to the good guys and we in business. But that's what's going on with most of the attacking force, basically. We get some development for Tama. So a lot of people think Tama's gonna join the Straw Hats. I don't know if I'm indifferent. I don't know who I know that I want. Well, there are a couple people that I feel like could join the Straw Hats in Wano. Obviously Yamato, Momo, Tama, obviously. But this is if Tama is going to be a Straw Hat, this is a good Straw Hat type moment, right? Where she's clearly pushing her. I don't know if it's a devil fruit exactly. I don't remember, because the beginning of Wano was kind of shaky. But she's pushing basically her power, so to speak, to the max limits of that it has. She's maxing out, but she knew that Luffy is trying. She knows that Luffy is trying his best to, make Wano a place that she won't go hungry in. And if Orochi's there and Kaido's there, that won't happen. One thing to note, though, she did name drop Orochi. Obviously, she wouldn't know that Orochi's dead, but sometimes Oda does talk through the characters. So just look out for Orochi. I'm not saying he's alive or dead. I'm just saying, we gotta look for him. But so we know that's the plan going on, and they're passing to some of the randos and stuff. And then we flash to Frankie, and Frankie's fighting Sasaki currently, which is obviously one of the the Tobiropo, and it's a decent fight. Like, they're going back and forth, obviously. Frankie's been in the Iron Frankie for a minute now, so he's putting in work like Frankie tends to do. And then some of the, I guess you could say, lower tier of Kaido's crew start bombarding Frankie, because it's a whole battlefield. Like I said earlier, they're kind of outnumbered, so to speak. So they're they're holding Frankie down, and Sasaki's gonna come with he's a Tyrannosaurus, which has a horn on his head, so he's gonna impale Frankie. But obviously Usopp, Nami, and Tama all come through, clutch, because they've been. I think Tama's been clutch. Tama's been an MVP type candidate in this arc. We haven't got to see her a lot, but she saved Nami and Usopp. She saves Frankie here, because she basically gets them off of her, and Usopp basically slings some more the little treats into the gifters' mouths, so that's gonna turn them back on the other side. Amidst the chaos, Frankie gets not an uppercut, but he gets a slash on Sasaki, and I guess turns the table of the battle a little bit, because it seemed like Frankie was kind of getting hoed a bit, fighting all these different, just the sheer number of people. Obviously, Frankie's like, whoa, what are you doing here? Why'd you bring more enemies? Because Frankie's dealing with enemies, but Nami and Usopp and Tama, all the enemies that were chasing after them are still chasing after them, including Page One and Ulti. So they're pressing them out, and they just bring more armies, not more armies, but more of the army, so to speak, to Frankie. Sasaki is a bit confused, because he's like, why are some of our forces on the other side? Because I don't think they know necessarily about Tama's ability, or at least, because because they're saying like, why did they double cross us? You know, I didn't expect this type thing, but they're like, oh, they assume, you know, someone's ability must be, you know, controlling them, so to speak. And you know, Ulti is trying to, you know, headbutt them because that's like her favorite thing to do. Apparently, she loves headbutting pirates. I don't know why. She does love to do that though. But so she, you know, she comes trying to headbutt Nami. Nami comes back with the fire because, with the lightning. Nami comes with basically a Thunder Lance, which hits Ulti. Obviously, it's not gonna kill her or even take her out, but just to stun her a bit, just to, you know, keep her from pressing them out, basically. As they're retreating, Usopp, you know, I think some people in the chapter brought this up. Well, not in the chapter. People, you know, in the community were bringing up how we didn't know what the plan was, you know, at the time. We still don't really know what the plan is, but, you know, through assumptions and stuff, you can reasonably assume that, you know, you have these, you know, these tongos, so to speak, right? I'll just call them tongos, it's easy to pronounce. These tongos, these small projectile type things, and we have Usopp, who's our sniper. Just have him snipe it into the people's mouth. It's not a crazy, intricate idea. So that's what Usopp does, you know, he snipes into a lot of people's mouth. Sasaki's trying to, you know, pay attention. It's chaos, so he's just, you know, looking around. And amidst that, Frankie comes up with basically he calls it a Frankie sword, with the Frankie sword, victory slash, you know, tease him up. So, we got a little bit of Frankie, got some Nami, got some Usopp, and we got one more Straw Hat left. We pan back to Sanji. And obviously, every time in the community, it seems like every time we get a Zoro moment, Sanji will get mentioned and vice versa, right? So the community was collectively waiting for where Sanji would pull up. Because we knew, you know, he's fighting Black Marie, but he's not going to hit her, obviously. So we got to see, you know, what's going to happen and see in what way Sanji is going to fight, or Sanji's going to get away from that area because he's not going to be able to beat Black Marie. And obviously, you know, we get confirmation. She basically states that Sanji dropped everyone else. Everyone who was a male, they got dropped off because Sanji is nice, and we know that. But obviously, she didn't even get kicked because I don't even, you know, explain that. But we get, I don't know if we get like, you know, what their orders are, because before now, I don't think we've had like a certain goal. We know they were fighting them and stuff, but we didn't know what Kaido told everyone to do. And it's apparently to get Nico Robin, which is like, I didn't double back per se, but I was like, pretty interesting. Like, I think Robin got mentioned by Big Mom, I think, in like chapter 999. I'm not entirely sure, but I'm pretty sure she was mentioned then. She was mentioned in Zoe that people would come after her because she's one of the few people who can read the poneglyphs. But the fact that Kaido told the Toby Roppo and all the high up, you know, of the executives to basically bring Robin in. And she's obviously saying that she's not going to kill Robin because Robin is an asset alive. Like, you cannot, having her dead, it doesn't make any sense. Like, there's no point in that. You know, they're not the world government who, you know, want her dead. All the pirates need her alive to do what she can do. And we get this other person who, I don't think we got their name before, but basically, it might be a devil fruit. It's probably a devil fruit, like the speaker fruit or something. But, you know, if you basically, she tells Sanji, Black Marie basically tells Sanji, if you speak, you know, to that person's face, it'll like, it's like a loudspeaker basically. So you speak and it's like a speaker. Everyone will hear it, pretty much. So you tell us what Robin is. We rough her up a little bit because that's Robin. Rough her up, I mean break every single bone in her body because we're Kaido's pirate crew. That's just what we do. We're aggressive for no reason. So. But they're not going to kill her because obviously we need they need Robin for what Robin can do, which is read the poneglyphs. But, you know, Sanji comes close. Not comes close. Obviously, Sanji says, you know, don't underestimate Robin. Meanwhile, the scabbards are spotted. This is where not gloomy. This is where, you know, it doesn't get gloomy, I would say, but it gets really interesting because we see that someone spots the red scabbards, right? Someone on Kaido's, army. Let's just say army. You know, so people on a woman in Kaido's army spots the red scabbards, and you know, notice that they're all beaten to hell because they fought Kaido. Yeah. So King is talking to Black Marie, and basically he tells him to go and basically get rid of the samurai because Kaido beat them. Kaido doesn't really like to kill people. You've seen that enough, but he won't kill them. But like, King's the right hand basically, so he's probably just taking jurisdiction, just off them, because Kaido is done playing with his food, so to speak, right? He's done having his fun with the Scabbards, so just kill him off. But obviously Sanji knows who the Scabbards are, so obviously Kinemon's the first word he brings up. And this is where some stuff gets interesting, because the woman who I don't know how the ability works. Like, maybe if you know, let me know in the comments down below, between the person who's like a speaker and the woman who has like super sight, like the Sharingan type thing. Because I'm not entirely sure if we were supposed to know, if we were told about that already. We may or may not. Like, I'm not entirely sure. She says, "Oh, I count 10 Scabbards." I count 10 people in the room, which off rip should clue you in that it's more than just the Scabbards, because we know they're the 9 red Scabbards. And she knows that she can't see super clearly because it's dark, so it's obviously not the Sharingan. I was just kidding a little bit. But whoever that third person is helping the samurai, and there's someone there, so they're saying basically, take them out. And the chapter ends with somebody, and it just says somebody else. And you have I could describe the features, like an anime-like nose, right? A long thing. So when I read it instantaneously, I just thought of Eneru. Obviously, I know that has probably nothing to do with anything. I'm just saying my first, reaction. I'm like, whoa, that joint like earlobe, bro. I'm not gonna lie to you, bro. It looks like an earlobe, which we know Eneru has. That's like his thing. So it could be something else, but I'm saying it looks kind of like an earlobe. If it's Eneru, I could be right, but obviously this chapter is not as good as the last couple, because we couldn't be on the rooftop forever. But we got Sanji, Usopp, Nami, and Frankie. So it was good. The people we're missing obviously left. We haven't gotten Chopper, Brook, Robin in a long time. So we gotta see what they're up to. Marco, he's obviously been helping Chopper, so he'd be important to see, and obviously Jinbei. But it's a pretty good chapter, like in my opinion. I think it obviously isn't as good as the other ones. Like, it's not gonna be a 10 out of 10, maybe like a 7, 8, because it's clearly not a great chapter in itself, like individually. But I feel like it's definitely setting up for something. Like, if whoever this mysterious, because it just set up, this mysterious person, whoever this mysterious person is, if there's some like tough person, like if it's someone crazy, that makes the next chapter super, a banger, and this chapter would start that off. So I think that confirms, like, we kind of had a, feeling. The people in the community were talking about how Robin, even though, Water 7, they did, capture Robin and stuff, but Robin might be targeted again, especially by higher tier pirates like Blackbeard, Big Mom, Kaido, because there are 3 Yonko that want the One Piece, and to get the One Piece, you probably need to get the poneglyphs. So you need someone to go read the poneglyphs. And besides Pudding, which we don't even know if, besides Pudding, which obviously we don't even know if is 100% facts, because she still has that memory fruit, which could kind of be Cap. Like, that could be Cap. Honestly, could be Cap. So we don't even know. But nonetheless, even if it is true, Big Mom said herself, like, she hasn't matured, and Big Mom's not trying to wait that. Big Mom's not trying to wait that much anymore. Like, she's not trying to wait any longer. So Kaido doesn't have anyone on his crew that can do something like that. So they coming for Robin, as with Blackbeard. Like, it was kind of already foreshadowed when they were talking about people going to come for Robin, and Luffy's like, I'll protect you. It was cool when you was protecting Robin from Lucci. That was cool. Now you're gonna be protecting him from Big Mom and Kaido and Blackbeard. Like, I'm just saying, like, they're coming after him. And we already see that it's not looking good on the rooftop. I'll talk about that, like, briefly real quick. But with the rooftop, we were talking to a lot of people on Twitter, and like, I don't know, because looking at, like, who's on the rooftop, Luffy got a gear 4, he needs 10 minutes of rest. Kid doesn't so Luffy needs 10 minutes of rest. So they're gonna have to protect Luffy, because he's the biggest asset on the rooftop for that side. So Luffy needs to be protected. You can't let him die, and you also have to not die yourself. You have to survive. So I don't know how they're gonna last, especially with Kaido turning up, because he's gonna be in his hybrid form now. I was always under the assumption that the good guy, so to speak, had one more trump card, right? Where They know they're fighting a Yonko, kid, killer. They've actually fought Kaido before. They know how powerful he is, so they wouldn't just come here unprepared. They probably have one more trick up their sleeve. Like, Law busted out Gamma Knife really, really quickly. Quicker than I expected. And obviously, these are Yonko. I'm not saying that this is going to be a long-winded 1v1 type. It's not going to be that way, probably. It's not. It's just not. But even Law, if Law's best move right now is just a Gamma Knife, it's just one, and he's kind of out of it, I don't know what he was expecting. Gamma Knife didn't even beat Doflamingo. Now, obviously, that was, certain circumstances that didn't beat Doflamingo, but nonetheless, it didn't kill him. And that was a move that the Law made or, had saved up to kill Dofi. So if he knew it didn't kill Dofi, you're gonna fight someone that you knew would destroy Dofi on any day of the week. What's the mindset here? Like, Law's not dumb. So what's going on here? Kid has not had the best showing. You could argue, no argument. Kid's probably had the worst showing of the 4 worst generation members. But I think Kid has more he can do. Especially with he's the captain. He's the guy who lost. He didn't lose his arm to Kaido per se, but he lost his arm to Shanks or someone on Shanks' crew. So he's experienced with a bunch of Yonko. He's literally encountered all 3 of the Yonko we just talked about. Which we're talking about Shanks, Big Mom, and Kaido, not Blackbeard. So Kaido, I think Kid has something he can bring out. Killer, I think Killer had something as well, just because he fought with Kid as well. But we don't really know per se, because he was he was cracking Killer for a little bit. There's that. And Zoro's an interesting case, because I'm not gonna get into the. If you want to know what I think about Enma and stuff, just check out my video. But basically, I think Zoro, he's learning on the fly type of almost, because we saw he did too much, then he did too little, then he did too much, then he did just right type thing. But I think he can get better at it. I wouldn't say, well, Zoro's not holding back like people were climbing him. He's not holding back per se. But I think they might have one more move that they can use to survive. But the thing with that is it's looking really tough. I don't see how they survive this, but if they lose, why would Kaido and Big Mom just let them survive? You'll have them defeated on the rooftop. No one near their level will be anywhere close, except for Marco and maybe Jinbei, if you have Jinbei at that level, which I don't. So it's Kaido and Big Mom, they had this trouble. Kaido been bruised I think a couple times. Big Mom hasn't been bruised ever, but still she kind of has been I wouldn't say pressed out, but Big Mom knows that they're becoming a bigger threat than most pirates. So if they're defeated, why would you just let them live? So they kind of they don't have to win, but it's Oda's in a really unique situation. It's gonna be interesting to see how that ends up, because they're in a situation where if they beat the Yonko, it's gonna look crazy, because them beating not 1 but 2 Yonko, or maybe beating 1 Yonko and making the other one run away, which probably would be Big Mom, would be crazy, because it's you mean to tell me that Luffy went from I guess after his training, let's say a little bit, well not a little bit, say a good amount stronger than Cat or something like that, to being Yonko level or 1/4 Yonko level. It's I don't know. But if they lose and they don't die, it's oh, that's plot. So I don't know who's gonna pull up. I don't know what they have in their sleeve, but something has to change, because right now the boys on the rooftop are getting wrecked. Let me know what you guys think down below. Just about chapter 1004, and what fight you're looking forward to the most, because we're probably not gonna get the rooftop for a couple of chapters. I wouldn't expect that. So let me know what you think down below. But I'm out. So peace.